Kia ora, New Zealand. Welcome to Sweet Chain Live. My name's Matt Drake. This is episode 123. 123. I'm joined this evening by Morgan Halfell. Good evening.
Kia ora, Matt. Kia ora, New Zealand. Kia ora, all the boys and girls out there. Happy to see you all.
How are you doing? Have you had a good week?
Been a fantastic week, Matt. Full on week at work and a full on week on the course, out as much as I can. Can't complain. How you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. I had it's been such a busy week for me, just outside of disc golf. It's been a super busy week, which has been, it's been kind of good, but also like a bit like meh. But hey.
I think every time I've sort of touched base with you this week, you have been flat out. You might have been in the car shooting somewhere to get somewhere to do something else. So here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, it's been quite frustrating, but I did manage to get out last weekend for a game or for a round at Berrenport in the afternoon, so that was good. Nice. On the Sunday afternoon. So that was nice to get out. Now we've got a bit of a crackerjack of a show today. We're doing our giveaway, right? So
the 200 people plus giveaway,
200 subscribers. Look, thank you so much to everybody who's subscribed. It really makes a massive difference to the show, and you know, to have so many people subscribing to us. Having said that, about a third of the people who watch our show aren't subscribed. What's going on there? Who knows?
Come on, guys. So get on board.
So look, hit subscribe down the bottom. It really helps out the channel if you can. But we've got a giveaway. So here is what we're going to be doing to give away. I'll tell you how to enter in a minute. This is what you stand to win, or what the winner of today's giveaway will win. Now, hopefully you can see this. This is a turquoise Fierce. It's a Discraft Fierce, right? So it's a Discraft putter, fairly wide rimmed. I think it's a Speed 2.
Something special about that disc too, Matt?
Well, it is. Many of you will know I'm a big Paige Pierce fan, and she's a fan of the show as well. And this one is a stamp to commemorate her winning the 2019 World Championships, right? Now, this is important because the 2019 World Championships were held, Morgan. Where were they held?
Peoria.
They were indeed exactly where.
That one every time.
Exactly where all of our Kiwis are currently playing this week in the Amateur Worlds and the Junior World Championships. So if you want to get your hands on this disc, all you need to do is type !enter into the chat. So !enter gets you an entry. You get one entry per person, and we'll do a spin the wheel when we get a little bit later on in the show. So yeah, excellent.
Get your entries in, team. That's a cool disc.
Get your entries in. Lewis Hickson knows exactly how to do it. He's got his entry in. Very well done. So just keep them flowing in as the show goes on, and we'll do the draw a little bit later on. Craig Lycan's got himself into the draw. Brett Carlisle almost gets himself into the draw, but not quite. Right.
Straight off the bat, I just want to apologise to Brett Carlisle for stealing that very nice glitch from the Casey Brown New Zealand disc golf stage. Apologies.
Did you snipe him in an auction? Did you?
Yeah, well, I left it till the last 10 minutes. I think I got 9 minutes to go, so I gave him a chance, and he just didn't.
Oh, he got sniped. He got sniped. That is heartbreak.
Thanks,
when that
Brett,
happens.
Appreciate it.
That is heartbreak. Right. Look, so we've got a few things we want to go over today. We're going to go through hot scores first up, because we've always got to go through that. Also, the next thing we'll talk about is the amateur and junior worlds, which are being run currently in Peoria, Illinois. And we've got an exclusive interview. I caught up with Brady Kuech earlier on today, and we've got a pre-recorded interview with Brady. It's currently about 1 a.m., I think. Oh, no, wait a minute, 4 a.m. in the 4 a.m. over there in Chicago. So it was a little bit early, considering his round starts at about 7:30. And so that's coming up. Then we're going to go through all of the scores and results that we've had so far, and there's been some pretty good shooting from our Kiwi golfers. And then we've got a few bits of news to catch up on, kind of international news and a bit of a talking point that we think would be quite interesting. Also, UDisc has come out with their each country's favorite discs in an article, which is quite interesting. So we'll go through that in a little bit. And if you can guess, what is New Zealand's favorite brand of disc? So manufacturer of disc, pop it in the comments below. Who do you think New Zealand's favorite brand of disc is? It actually surprised me, but hey ho, we'll see. And then we got our giveaway draw to do at the end. Also, Hosca is this weekend in Wellington. This is the monthly social round at Petone, and we've got to do a draw to find out what the themed round's going to be, and it's going to be a little bit of a it's going to be quite an interesting one, I think, this month. So yeah, plenty of people getting their entries in. I can see Brett Carlisle's figured out how to do it. Dan Smith is in, Gail Coates is in, Johnny Wake's in, the Tall Guy's in, LJ's in, Mark Tebbett's in, Matt Rance, Scott Brooker, Craig Lycan. They've all entered. So yeah,
there you go, good team, nice one.
That's
see
it.
A few more get in there. Let's make it a good one.
Craig reckons Latitude is the most popular brand in New Zealand. Well, that's interesting. We'll come to that in a minute. Anyway, hot scores. Morgan kicks off down south.
Well, Matthew, you'll have to give me all of about 6 seconds to bring your page back up here. Ready to go.
Caught you off guard. Okay, yeah. There we are.
All right,
Morgan,
guys.
take us down south.
As always, and I'm very happy to say, yet again, down in Queen's Park, my guy, Jaden Menzies, smashing out another -16. I don't know what the hell you're up to down there, but those are some insane scores you're putting out down there. Awesome job. Chingford Park, we got Oscar with a -3. Over to Brockville, also in Dunedin, we've got the Whistling Kite. Best name yet. No idea who that is. The Whistling Kite with a -6. We're going to come up into Queenstown, and I've been out there doing the mahi this week, seeing what I can put out on the board, and I put a -12 down in the Queenstown Gardens. So this guy right here takes it out for the Queenstown Gardens.
I saw that.
And also Tucker Beach with a -7. This guy right here. Damn right.
Locking out Queenstown, eh?
But no, not locking it out. I actually got a couple rounds in at Jardine Park yesterday and got my pants pulled down by Mark Riwi twice. So no, not quite locking it out. Anyway, Ely Point over in Wanaka. Ollie Webb with a -4. Lismore, Mundo McDisc with a -11.
Good Mundo.
Awesome scores over there, boys. And then we're going to shoot up to Christchurch into Lismore, into Jelly Park. We've got Andy Rosamilia, -10. Not heard of this gentleman. Would love to meet you because that's a great score up there, my friend. Going to shoot over to Ascot Park. We've got Tom Baker with a -1. And then coming in with a -7 at Queen's Park Reserve, none other than Zach Taylor. Nice work, Zachy boy. Going to head over to Brooker Ave, Nicholas McDermott with a -1. And we're going to finish it up in Nelson. Oh, my goodness. No, Blenheim, Taylor River, isn't it? Blenheim?
Taylor River is in Nelson, yeah.
Nelson, sorry. Nelson.
Blenheim, yeah.
Blenheim is Mitch with a -4. Sorry about that, team. Mitch with a -4 at Taylor River to finish us off in the south. Headed up north with Matt.
Starting us up north in the capital is Keith Furlow hits a 9 under par at Berrenport. That's a 10-hole course, 9 under par from Keith Furlow is incredible. One off the course record. Over the water at Hikoikoi, you've got Josh Groot, who hits 4 under par at Hikoikoi, and Josh Groot, who also hits 4 under par at Harcourt Park up in Upper Hutt. Again, 2 fantastic scores in the Hutt Valley. Up to Linklater in the Mighty Manawa 2, Johnny Wake hits an 11 under par. And across to Maryland's Devin Taylor is the king of New Plymouth with a 2 under par. Callum Petman manages to put together a solid round at Spa Park Red, going as he has 2 under par. And Josh Pratt puts in 4 over at McLaren's for the hot round of the week. Finally, up in Henderson, Richard Waterson, I say his name every week, hits 10 under par in the Big Smoke. So there we go.
Some congratulations and very.
and very well done to everybody who entered. I have to say, I'm just making a note of all the people who are entering the giveaway here. Just noticed somebody who's entered. Where have you just entered, Morgan? Is that right?
Oh, I'm only a co-host for a short period, Matt. Surely it's valid to enter your giveaway.
Look, everybody's going to see the wheel spin, so it's going to be. We know that it's going to be fair,
And I haven't paid you behind doors.
And you haven't paid me behind doors, no. So, yeah. Look, anyway, right, let's move on. Now, the first thing we wanted to come to is PDGA World Amateur Championships and World Junior Championships, which are being held this week, currently, actually. We're in the middle of the action.
Now.
It's middle of the night over there, but otherwise, it's the middle of the action. And so what we've got is we're going to go through some of the results and how the Kiwi teams are doing in a minute. But earlier on today, when it was still daytime, well, evening time in Chicago, or rather in Peoria, Illinois, I caught up with Brady Kuech, who is over there competing in the MA1 division. So here is our interview with Brady. Don't forget, we're going to disappear in a minute, and the interview will be on. But if you want to get your hands on this absolutely fantastic Paige Pierce stamped Discraft Fierce, then ! Enter into the chat, gets you into the draw to win this disc. So let's go over to our interview now. Good evening, Brady. You join us live from just outside of Chicago. It's about an hour and a half south of Chicago, isn't that right?
Like 2.5, but yes. Yeah, Central Illinois.
Okay. And what time is it there? Because it's about mid-afternoon here in New Zealand.
It's about 9:30 at night here in Peoria.
Okay, excellent. Now, you are playing currently in the PDGA World Amateur Championships, but you've been in the US for about a month now. Talk us through what's happened so far.
Geez, it's been a whirlwind of a trip. So yeah, I got here about back at the beginning of the month, and I went straight to Detroit because I was competing in the U.S. Amateur Disc Golf Championships, which is held outside Detroit, Michigan, on the toboggan course, famous for the Discraft Great Lakes Open. It's where Paul shot his first 18 under par. I played in the event about 4 years ago. The course was completely different this year. It was a monster. It was huge, it was long, it was up and down, it was in the heat, absolutely crazy, but what a wonderful event. I loved getting to share the experience with the other Kiwis who came over, so like Ryan Cambridge was there and Jay Watkinson was there as well, so to see them, and they both played pretty well in the event. So that was really kind of fun to kind of go through practice rounds and talk through strategy about like the new course and the new layout. Since then, I've kind of had a couple of weeks off to prepare for Worlds, and part of that was seeing friends and family, but I have friends in New York and family in Vermont, and so like I went and I played, Smuggler's Notch, so I got to play like Brewster Ridge and Fox Run, the two where Pro Worlds will be this year. I also got to play Maple Hill because I thought, supposedly Northwood Blacks is the hardest course in the world. Like with hole 12, the infamous par 5 being the hardest hole in the world, which is funny because after playing Brewster and Maple Hill, I don't find Northwood Black that hard. And so, yeah, I definitely feel prepared for this event. I've been playing heaps of the short technical wooded courses. Plus, yeah, I think I've played 4 of the top 10 courses in the world since I've been in the States with D-Glow, Flip City in Michigan, the 2 in Vermont, and then Maple Hill in Massachusetts. So, yeah, I'm definitely feeling ready for this week here in Peoria.
And so you're on it's coming to the end of day 2 of the World Amateur Championships, right? So you've had the first day, which is a day of play that went relatively uneventfully, or was that the first signs that it got that the weather came in?
Well, it's not weather actually. It's more of sort of it's wind. So the wind is blowing the smoke from the Canadian wildfires like hundreds of miles north of us and just blanketing the central, like, Midwest, basically. Chicago and Illinois, where we are, has some of the worst air quality in the country at the moment. So the idea of, I lucked out, so I had an early tee time. I wasn't playing at Northwoods, I was playing out west of the city, so at a course called Wildlife Prairie. And so I had an early tee time, so I got in before it got bad. Jay and Ryan, however, got caught out. So in the middle of their round, they had to wait for, I think, somewhere between like an hour and a half, because there were delays with the air quality. So in the PDGA, if the air quality, there's an air quality index. If that gets above 200, they have to suspend play because it's like hazardous to health. So yeah, there were delays in the afternoon. They happened to finish their round, so all of my division, MA1, has in the A pool completed their rounds. Other courses were not so lucky. So the B pool for MA1, who was playing at Northwoods, their air quality was so bad they did not resume play. And so like there have been some kind of hiccups since then. So yeah, basically the wind pushed the smoke in, and so our air quality has been pretty poor. So it looks like hazy, like foggy. So the idea of, that you can only see maybe like 500 meters or like a kilometer away, but like it has the like smell of smoke and the smell of kind of like burning tires. So like ozone and smoky, and it's not very pleasant to be outside for a long time. Let's say that.
Can you feel it when you breathe it?
Yeah, so like for me, I've been kind of battling headaches all week. Like we've been trying to stay inside. Today was a pretty chill day. Today was really awkward because they gave us announcements every 2 hours on whether or not we would get to play, because they were constantly monitoring the air quality. And if it got good enough, they want competitors to play as many rounds as possible. Yeah. And so the idea of what was originally a 5 or 6 round event for most divisions, I believe has turned into a 4 round event for most divisions.
Right. Okay. And that's a bit frustrating though, because like if you knew at the beginning of the day, you could have taken a drive somewhere, right, and maybe got out of it, or made other plans, or done something rather than sort of hanging by the phone. I think I saw that Amy's round and Eilish's round were, I think they teed off within a few holes of each other. A few minutes of each other, but were never more than a few holes apart. Also got curtailed. I think I saw on their stories as well, so it was affecting everybody. Just talk us a little bit through the kind of the atmosphere there, because Peoria it's a small town, right? It's 25,000 people, I think, normally, which is what's Peoria? What's 25,000 people?
It's more than that.
Oh, is it? Oh,
it's 100,000 people.
100,000. Okay, I my apologies. I must be.
Yeah, it's a small city.
A small city. Okay, so, but it's got like you're playing on like 4 or 5 courses. Maybe even more.
There's a total of 11 courses in the event.
Wow.
We were originally slated to play 3 courses. However, due to the rescheduling, my division in MA1 will only be playing 2.
Okay. All right. Okay. And obviously there's MA1, FA1. There's the juniors and divisions also as well, and you've got like 8 different junior divisions.
I think it's 15 different divisions are competing.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Across 11 courses. So talk us through like what the atmosphere's been like. There's a lot of people converging on this town, right? There's I think it's quoted as 800 players, but there's the 800 players, but then there's also like their entourage. You've got your parents with you. Other people will have their family members and friends. So there's a lot of people descending on this town that obviously knows about disc golf because it's got 11 courses and has held prestigious tournaments in the past. So it's aware of what disc golf is. But talk us through like what the atmosphere has been like.
The atmosphere has been really good. And I'm interested to see what it's like at Northwood. So Northwood itself is located about like 5 to 10 minutes north of the hotel where I'm staying, and that holds 2 of the courses of the 11. And so the idea of that's kind of the crown jewel, Northwood Black being the hardest course in the world, Northwood Blue being the course that's testing the FA1 division, which are the 2, MA1 and FA1 are the largest divisions. And so like being out at Wildlife, there's only 1 course out there. It's only being played by the MA1 division. So it's a little isolated. as compared to like last night, going out to like the Fly Mart, like where they have all the vendors. So if people have been watching, I posted on my Instagram stories, like a little reel of what it looked like. Little Miss Disc Golf has been sharing a lot. Same with like Amy and Eilish. So the idea of, some touring pros are around. Ricky Wysocki came out, so I got to meet him, which is really good. His energy and like his spirits are high, which was awesome. Jay and Des Redding were out and had all their kind of merch and some mint discs. But you have like the big players and sponsors of the event. So you have like Prodigy, Discraft, Lone Star Discs, Innova, Tree Love, Pastry Dyes, Greasy Dyes, the Ledgestone. Yeah, just heaps of stuff. So like it's a really fun atmosphere to be around. And it's so crazy just for the fact of like, one, it's definitely more relaxed. So you do have the people who are here to win and to compete, but with so many people and so many different ages. So you have, Sarah Wadsworth is in a division of 4 people. It's like one of the first times in history that like she's in FJ08 has 4 people, so a full card competing in that division. I think it's the same for the MJ08 as well. So the idea of with so many like families, like you said, and entourages being around, there's just kind of like this buzz and festival, and people like seeing all these great and wonderful discs. There's a lot of like unique stuff coming out as well. There's a lot of like apparel vendors. So you have like heaps of hats and jerseys and shirts and polos. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Excellent. In terms of the play, you've had a day where you played at, was it Wild Fairy, did you say?
Wildlife.
Okay. And so you've had a round there. Can we talk about how it went?
We sure can if you want to. It's a round I'd like to forget, but we can talk about it.
Okay. Well, look, looking forward then, you've got 3 rounds still to go.
Yep.
Where are those rounds being played? They all at Northwood?
Unfortunately not. So I was looking forward to playing Northwood Blue, which is kind of the easier of the two. It's more of kind of a Kiwi style course of, things are kind of like maybe 80 to like 120 meters with a few like good par 4s into it, and some real tight lines of like stay in the fairway, like don't go in the rough. Really scoreable course. Unfortunately, because of the like reshuffle, I won't be playing that. So tomorrow I get to play Northwood Black, where I think the best round from B pool was an 8 over par, which came in at a 970 rated round.
Wow. Okay, that sounds like my kind of course, like defend par. So that Northwood Black course, that's the same Northwood Black that the pros will play, more or less?
Not quite. So they've done a really good job about testing the skills of the amateur players. So while we do play quite a few of the long tees, we do play some of the short tees, because some of the holes just basically all it does is add distance. So it adds like an extra 150 to 200 feet, so like, 70 to, like 80 meters worth of a drive. So it doesn't change it. They did the same thing at Wildlife. There's a few times where we'll play a short tee rather than a long tee. But the courses out here, mostly you'll have 1 basket placement, if not 2 on some holes. And then, 2, if not like 3 tee pads around for the MA1 division anyway.
Okay. So you've been rubbing shoulders with all the pros that have been passing by. Did you, when you get out on the course, is the vibe on the course and the people who you're playing with fairly similar to what you've experienced in New Zealand?
Good question. I want to answer it yes, because disc golf is disc golf. And I think my parents have kind of gotten that gist of, like we'll go to the players' dinner and sit down at a random table that's half filled with people from Chicago, half filled from people with Canada, and we can just have a yarn about the course and about our rounds. I would say where it differs would be there's a higher concentration of people of my skill level, if that makes sense. And so at Kiwi tournaments, there's still, with it being a growing sport, you have 800 rated players, 850 rated players, 900 rated players, like 950 rated players.
Yeah.
And the difference is like my entire card is throwing the same shots, the same distance. They have all the tools in the bag that like I do. And so the idea of, at least for me on my cards in my division on my courses, and like the people that I played practice rounds with, they had the kind of the same skill set. And so, like that might just luck out with me playing MA1. I don't know if it'll be a similar experience, though I'd suspect so for like say Amy and Eilish. But of course, once you get down in kind of the more age protected divisions, except maybe Levi and the like 5 or 6 players that are like the few strokes ahead of the field. Yeah, like it's nice having 300 people here who are all, 900 and above rated players, like that anyone can score, anyone can get a birdie on a hole, anyone can take a double bogey. Like, so it's nice to kind of have that like so many people of kind of the same caliber competing in this kind of event.
I guess, and when you get to like the final round, after, everybody's been kind of got established their position in the field to some degree, you'll be playing on a card of people who are so closely rated or have the same playing ability as you. It's going to be so close in that final round will be quite a tussle in itself, irrespective of where that card sits in the overall.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. So like I was looking and again, this is only coming from the MA1 division, the idea of with our reshuffle, we play Wildlife Prairie Park twice. So the course I've already played, which has a couple really hard like water carries and then some techie stuff in the woods with lots of crazy elevation. And we play that twice and we play Northwood Black twice. Mm-hmm. There's only one reshuffle of the division that comes after tomorrow's play. So you only have 2 rounds to really kind of like make your statement to join the A pool, as it were. But technically, there is no like final round. We're just playing 4 rounds with no like separation in finals. So that does technically mean someone from like B pool can shoot super hot in their 3rd and 4th round and come in from the win. So you might have like first place come in from playing Northwood Black, but you might have like 2nd or 3rd place come in from like Wildlife because it suits a person's game compared to someone else. So the whole division plays the same amount of rounds on the same courses, but because the division is so large, they have to split it. So we'll be playing different courses on the same day.
Okay, I see. That's something I've not seen before in New Zealand competition, simply because we've just never had the numbers high enough to kind of warrant it. Probably we've seen different divisions play different courses simultaneously in like the reverse order of each other. That happens all the time, but you don't often see it where a division is split that way and where a winner can be crowned on either course.
Well, and normally what it was supposed to be, and I believe it's still that way for some of the junior divisions, is that there was going to be 4 rounds of play. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then there was going to be a cut. And that cut was going to like have like 1 round played on Northwood Black for my division, on the other courses for the other divisions as a final. So like the top 68 in ties would make the finals for MA1. Like the top, I think it's 40 or something for FA1 would make the finals. And there are similar cuts for the smaller divisions for the junior divisions. Yeah. But yeah, the idea of everyone was going to play for a finals on the same course on Saturday, but because we lost a day of competition and because they want everyone to like earn this championship and play as much disc golf as possible, they've shortened it so that it's 4 rounds with no finals.
Sweet. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, look, very best of luck for the rest of the tournament. You've got 3 rounds left to go. Go and smash it. Enjoy yourself. And keep schmoozing with the stars, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
Cheers. See you soon, Matt.
Cheers, Brady. Thanks. They're not. There we go.
All muted. Oh, there we go.
There we are. There we are. Brady, well, not live, but he was live then, if you know what I mean. From Peoria, Illinois. Had a bit of a struggle day 1. Must be said. Let's have a quick look at how the results are going for that.
It's cool just sort of hearing everything that's sort of happening around that event and all the different side bits and pieces that are going on and all the vendors that are out there. And especially I think the thing that I really clicked onto there was how many families are actually going to be there with all of those, especially junior divisions, and just making that atmosphere just something that we've never seen out here.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, right? So you've got 800 players, right? But a lot of those players are juniors, and so each junior member will likely have a parent, or a guardian, or dad, or a friend, or a sibling, or whatever, there to, in some cases, chaperone them in the young divisions. In other cases, caddy and support and be there.
Exactly. Well, you know that like Sarah Wadworth's dad is going to be with her every step of the way.
Oh, totally.
And then then she's got her mum and sibling there with her. So you times that by another 100 or 200 odd kids that it might be in those lower age brackets. That's a hell of a lot of family out there.
Yeah. And did you see some of the pictures of the fly marts that they had set up there?
To be fair, only what Sarah's posted. So cool video I seen there.
Looked like
fly mart's crazy.
It looked like a real nice setup there. And a players meeting with like a auditorium full of people. Do you fancy doing that one day? It's a bit different than talking to Facebook Live.
That's what we had in Japan as well. So when we had the 8 different countries competing, had all the flags, and then people representing each country coming up. So that is something super, super special to be a part of. So those guys will be absolutely loving every single moment of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, let's get on to the result. It's not really results, but it's like this is how things are going so far. So after the first round, Alex Olsen, Chuck Hoffman, and Carson Smith all have a 2-shot lead over the rest of the field. 10:34 rated golf. That's
hot.
That's pretty hot. Yeah, that's pretty hot. If we want to find, hang on a minute, that's the wrong. If we want to find, there we are.
I really wish my TV was at the same speed as our stream.
Hang on.
What for here, Matt?
I've 1 second. I've just made you huge on the screen. Just give me a moment.
So you want to come be huge on the screen, bro? Yeah, good boy. Probably shouldn't have said anything to the dogs. They actually just quiet. That was a bit silly.
Okay, I can't. You're not on the screen at the moment, so but people, he is still. Morgan is still there. We're just going to find where Jay Watkinson is currently. He is leading the way for the Kiwis. So he's tied 52nd, shooting a 968 even par round. If we look at where Ryan Cambridge, he's also tied 52nd. There's a bunch of players there who shot 968. And then it's not Cushionmeister, it's which is an incredible name. It's Brady Kuech had a bit of a tough time. Shot 4 over par, and that's still 935 golf, right? I think a lot of people would actually be pretty pleased with 935 rated golf. So Brady's current rate is 949. So it's only not at all. Not at all. Yeah. Well, his rating's only 2 shots higher, right? So it's it's incredibly competitive and tight in that division. We'll just quickly hop across to FA1. This is the one that had all sorts of problems. There's people who are halfway through rounds, so when you see someone who's in the lead, it's very difficult to tell who is in the lead because a bunch of people haven't finished their round yet. But Amy Whitmore, that's it. I mean, Amy Whitmore at the moment is +5 through 10, and if we just find where Nicola Stout finished her round 8:51, +10, and Eilish is +13 through 12. So it's still all go for the ladies. I mean, they haven't even completed one round, right?
Brady, they're going to be coming back from whatever it is, 6 rounds and playing just 4 now with no finals. Do you think that this round will be written off, or those ladies that haven't finished this round will go back and finish this round?
No, they'll go back and finish it.
They will.
I saw that they've left their minis in the fairways where they were, because they literally blew the horn and said finish. So if you'd already teed off, then that tee shot counts, right?
Yeah.
But so you put your mini down, leg it back to the car or to the shelter or to the whatever you want to get out of the air, and then you continue playing afterwards. So you imagine that putting a mini down and then 2 days later coming back to it, and kind of having to enter yourself back into the not just the round but the hole that you're playing, right? I mean,
I had a bit of a chat with Amy today, and she said that they got whatever it was, 10 holes in there today or yesterday now, whenever it was, and obviously got pulled off for smoke pollution from the from the wildfires in Canada. That never happened, people. Just write that one out of your memories. From the wildfires in Canada, and when they gave it the all clear to come back, they had lightning and thunder happen right as they're about to go back out, so got pulled off again.
Yeah, it was pretty shaky out there. Did not look like it was a fun place to be, honestly.
And I mean, she was saying that they're really same as Brady. They were really struggling to breathe, having a lot of chest issues. So I mean, it's pretty serious. It's a pretty serious thing, when we think about, when people ask us, are you guys going to go play in the rain? We're like, oh yeah, we play in anything. The only thing that stops us is lightning, because that's the only thing that I have seen stop us here. However, it's a bit different story out those ways, when they've got those sort of weather events, a lot of fires out those ways, and then tornadoes and things that we don't actually get out these ways.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty fortunate actually in New Zealand that really lightning is about as extreme as it gets, and even then, I don't think I've ever seen it be lightning during the day.
It happened to us in Dunedin about, I don't know, probably 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
Have you played the Dunedin course, Matt? The
Heislander? Yeah, I played Heislander.
Yeah, you have. That's right. So that basin down the bottom, we were all, my card and a bunch of other cards were down that bottom area when it was just full on lightning. We watched it come up that valley and just start blasting all around us. And we obviously all sort of tried to stick to the trees and get back up the track up to the huts. Yeah. But that was the same thing. Minis down, and I think from memory they called it off that day. But I could be wrong. It's a long time ago. A lot of disc golf ago.
Let's have a look over to the junior division. Oh, you're back, but you're too big again. There you are. I've shrunk you down to size. Excellent. So looking at the junior division, Judah Koistra has the lead with 21 under par, and let's just get his rating in there. That's a 10-19 rated round, beat out by Patrick Yu, who shot a 10-41 rated round. This is their second round, right? So
it's a good-looking scorecard, isn't it?
Oh,
a lot of green.
It is. In third place is someone we recognise quite a lot. Is Levi Stout. So
yes, Levi.
He's playing incredibly well. Shot 1,000 rated round in the first round. Shot 987. So he's shooting on his rating, right?
Yeah.
And he's in third place.
Yeah.
Still got a bit of work to do, but he's there. He's not miles behind. Now I think they've only got 2 rounds. 2 rounds at the very least. They may have more. But I think there's every possibility that he can make a charge here, and that's.
I tell you what, Levi is
the
sort of person, the sort of kid that will absolutely put the hammer down in those last couple of rounds too. When he's behind, I feel like it genuinely upsets him to the point where he's like, "I'm going to show these people what I can do."
Yeah.
I think round 3's or his third round is going to be really telling as to how this tournament goes for him.
We shall see. Can we get round 3 and figure out when his? So he's teeing off at 8.
8 a.m.
Oh, maybe it's a shotgun start, so it could well be 8 a.m.
Yeah, it's shotgun 8 a.m. for those guys.
So they're 7 hours ahead. So his round will tee off at 1 a.m. New Zealand time. If anyone's working through the night and wants to follow
Johnny Ferrari's working through the night.
There he is. So he'll be following the scores. And he'll be on the same card as Wade and Sides, who played on the feature card of the US amateurs, if you wanted to go and have a look at him. Other Kiwis who are involved is Sebastian Faulkner, is currently tied 83rd, had a little bit of a shaky first round, probably a first round that he'll want to forget, but came back in the second round with a 9:33 rated round 2. And so, I mean,
do a lot better. We know he can do a lot better than that too. So it's.
I'd be really surprised if 83rd was where he finished. Honestly, I can see him probably making a charge. And he's the kind of guy also that if he puts, we've seen him do it before. If he puts a string of birdies together, he can put a string 7 or 8 deep of birdies together, and then that can really catapult him up.
Yeah, he's another one like Levi, like I said before, that just comes through at the end very, very clutch and just sort of puts the seal on the round on the whole tournament.
Yeah. The other will also go to Sarah Wadsworth, who after one round, has a 3-shot lead. In the FJ08 division.
That's an interesting one. That young lady, Hanil, she won all of the side games events that they had. So the long drive, the putting, and
that's right. So I mean, it's going to be a battle. It won't be easy to hold her off, I'm sure. But I think
you've got it, Sarah.
It looks to be between those two currently, you would think. Yep. So that's going to be quite an interesting battle that we'll be following as well. Not sure if her tee time's not on here yet, so we're still sorting that out. So plenty of action going on, Morgan, in the amateur and junior world championships. If you head over to the PDGA site, you'll be able to follow all of those scores over the next couple of days. It's all being held in Peoria, Illinois, which has had some pretty bad weather. But Peoria, Illinois also held the 2019 World Championships. And you can get hold of this disc, which is a commemorative Discraft Fierce, which has a special stamp from the... let's see if I can get that up on there. There we are.
There it is.
To celebrate Paige Pierce's 2019 FPO World Champion, shot 25 under par on the courses there. So if you want to get your hands on this disc, then !enter into the chat and you will go entered into the draw.
Just one entry per person?
One entry per person, please. Yeah. Errol, Sean, Kath, Riley, Ginjay, you're all entered, and we'll be doing the draw for that shortly. Now, just want to pivot slightly. There was an article which came out yesterday from UDisc. I don't know if you saw this, Morgan.
I didn't. I've had a very busy 24 hours, so this will be new to me.
Which I'll bring up on the screen now, actually, which is disc golfers' favorite disc brands worldwide by country. Now, before I reveal what it is, now, we've earlier on, I think Craig said that Latitude was probably going to be somewhere on the list. What do you think, Morgan? What do you think New Zealand's favorite disc golf brand?
Is a brand Trilogy, or is a brand got to be specific like Latitude, West Side?
For the purposes of this, they've all been separated. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. I feel like it's pretty hard to go past Innova, because of the size of the brand.
Mm-hmm.
But then obviously RPM is RPM here. I mean, it also depends who's been voting on this, because I haven't had a vote on this, and I haven't seen anywhere to vote on it. So,
yeah, I think I did vote on this actually, but then it's the kind of thing that I would find. Anyway, if you want to go on to this, this is on the release point, which is UDisc's blog, which you'll find on udisc.com/blog, and you'll be able to read all about it down here. Favorite disc golf brands worldwide, and we'll scroll down and find out that Innova Discs is the number one, followed by RPM, followed by Latitude. Obviously, Latitude fan myself, and so that's nice to see that there. And RPM, obviously homegrown, is also very popular. Yeah. So, what's your favorite?
Latitude's a funny one, right? Latitude is a massive company. It's a massive disc manufacturer.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I still feel like I don't hear a lot about it out here. I don't see a lot about it, but there is a lot of it. There really is.
Yeah, I mean, look, so they do some pretty. I mean, I'm a bit of a Latitude fanboy, for want of a better phrase. So my bag is entirely Latitude, to the point of it. I don't have any West Side or dynamic discs in there. It's purely Latitude, right? And it's a really interesting one. We've talked about this on the show before, but the idea of having a favorite brand that you kind of look for it's the same reason why you've met people before. You may even be a person like this yourself, somebody who will only buy Apple products if they're buying a phone or something similar, right? Everybody's met people who are. I feel like
I think everyone's that way. You're either Android or you're Apple. That might be a bad example.
whether it's Apple or Android, whether it's Holden or Ford, or whether it's Latitude or Innova or Discraft or whatever your brand is, I think it's really interesting how you can kind of get a feel for a brand. And
what drew you to Latitude in the first place?
It's a great question. So what drove me to it was, obviously, when I set Sweet Chain up, I got a lot of discs, right? Because we were selling them. So I had a lot of discs in my hand that I could feel the quality of. I could see how they were all brand new, right? And the first thing that struck me about Latitude was the quality of the plastic. Just felt in my hand, like if I compared a gold to a star, to a ESP, to a Atomic, is that the opaque one?
RPM.
To a whatever brands do we have in? The only one that's kind of beat it out is Casterplast, which, interestingly enough, are now owned by Latitude. So I think that in terms of quality of plastic, Casterplast is best, and then Latitude comes second. So that's the reason. One of the reasons I really the only disc of Latitude that I don't particularly like is the Explorer, which is actually one of their flagship discs.
Yeah.
And the reason I don't like that is the flashing on the underneath is horrendous, and I just don't like that. Don't like that disc for that reason.
To be honest, and not going back to brand, but for me, when I'm choosing discs, because I have a very mixed bag, is I will just scroll along, say the NZ DSS Beast, whenever I'm there, and I'll just pick something up and be like, oh my God, that just feels right.
Yeah.
God knows what right is.
Right,
but
you
know what I mean? It doesn't even matter if you're trying to fill that spot in your bag. Like, I'm going to get this because I know I'm going to find a purpose for this at some point, and I'm going to use it. And I'd say that's how 70% of my bag is right now. I just picked up a new P Waka Waka last on Saturday. We played the Smiths Brewers Cup foursomes down in the Queenstown Gardens there, and we got given a new P Waka Waka. I've never been a P Waka guy. In fact, I love RPM. Never liked the P Waka. It just doesn't feel right in my hand. I don't have a Mako 3 in my bag right now because of that. And if you know me, you know that's huge. And it's all because of how it feels.
Yeah.
Found the right one.
Yeah, that's it. The other reason so let us know in the comments, do you throw a mixed bag or do you throw a one brand bag? I'd be really interested to know. Personally, I throw a one brand bag. The other reason, actually, coming back to your question, is that I think it saves a lot of faff. right? So when you're looking for a particular spot in your bag to fill, right, a particular shot that you want to go for, having one brand makes the decision making a hell of a lot easier. And actually means that you've got maybe a choice of 2 or 3 instead of a choice of 8 or 9, right, or even more, to go through. So you say, okay, I want a overstable putt approach, and so I'd look through the Latitude lineup and go, well, there's 2 or 3 here, so I'll try them out, and there we go. Instead of going, well, there's 2 or 3 of each brand, so there's like
there's 2 dozen.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's and so I find that it saved a lot of faff for me. And
I sort of have another question related to that there. So when you say filling spots in your bag, right? People are trying to cover that overstable, stable, understable section of each speed disc. A lot of people do that. Are you trying to fill those specific spots in your bag, or are you trying to fill specific spots on the course? Fill specific shots on the course. Because for me, I only play 2 courses here, so I can sort of base my bags around what I'm playing, not about what I'm going to play.
It's a good question. I personally, I go based on the shots that I want, right? Rather than saying, right, I need to have a speed 5 with an understable speed 5, a stable speed 5, and an overstable speed 5. That's not.
You're trying to fill the shots that you'd play on the course rather than the slots in your bag.
Yeah, that's it. Which is why I've got 2 anchors, 3 trusts, and a fuse, right? Which is my mid-range slot.
That sounds like my Disc Golf Valley account.
Yeah,
just want you to know that.
so I've got discs that like 3 molds that cover. I've got a very beefy anchor and a 2 fuses actually, and a very understable fuse, and so those 7 discs cover the whole stability range for a speed 4 to 5, which will take me up to about, I don't know, 60 or 70 meters. If anything further than that, I need something a bit more. But anything up to that, is one of those discs, and I think so. It saves a lot of faff for me because it came to choosing what disc I needed. I've got a choice of a few, and that makes it a lot easier, I think. Yeah.
If in doubt, just throw a really overstable flat top Firebird. Usually works for me.
Look, I think it's actually a really important point because earlier this year, I became really content with my bag, right? And what I mean by that is I now don't go onto the course going, I don't feel like there's a spot in my bag that I've got something missing. There's a shot that might come up where I don't have an answer for it. I also feel like I'm not carrying excess weight, discs that I'm never going to throw. There are discs that are utility discs. I've got a Beetle in my bag that really
you've got to have at least 1 or 2 utility discs.
Yeah, hard that I really only use very rarely, and I've got a diamond in my bag, which again I very rarely throw because rollers aren't really a strong part of my game. So but I'm very content with it. And some of the discs now, I've really only added 1 disc to my bag in probably the last 18 months. So it's that's the other reason for sticking to one particular brand. I think it encourages you to stick to a particular
Matt,
group of discs.
Sorry to interrupt you. I've actually just had a message saying you might have disabled the live chat.
Oh, have I really? Oh dear. Is there people coming through? Is there?
I did just try to refresh my stream on the phone. On the TV, and it did not change the chat.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me just see.
Thank you, Stephen Reed, for pointing that out. If that is the case, appreciate that, bro. Oh yeah, I've just opened up another chat, and there's a whole lot of chat about it. Sorry.
Oh.
not that I should be reading my phone while we're on here.
Okay, well, let's see if I can get the chat somewhere else then.
Sorry, team. Technical difficulties. We'll
hard.
We'll get it back up in just a moment. I'll bring you my dog for entertainment while we're waiting. Bo, come say hi to the people. Come on, mate. Up. Hey.
How have I disabled it? So what? People can't chat, or it's just not coming up?
I don't think the chat's coming through, mate. I can't see. Nothing's changed on the chat on my YouTube screen for the last. Well, I don't even know. I haven't really been looking at it.
Oh, okay.
9:21's the last timestamp on there.
1 moment.
Oh God, 9:21. That's ages ago. 9:58. Hey, buddy, come on, up. Come on. Oh, you okay? All right.
Oh, okay. Hang on a minute. Everyone.
We obviously need to get these messages coming through so people can get in for the giveaway.
Well, that's right. This is
So it says your stream has been changed to content not made for kids, which has blocked the chat.
Ah, okay. I think I know what that. I think I know how to change that.
Thanks again, Stevie Reed. I just won a nice disc off of Steve Reed off the buy sell page the other day. Another one of the 1984 made Innova Aeros with a 2004 Japan Open stamp.
Oh right, okay.
I already have one, and I wish I'd bought more while I was out there because they had a small box of them there, and I was just sort of watching my pennies while I was out there. But I think Steve might have bought a couple, so he had one to sell on, and I managed to get my hands on that one. Very happy about it. It's probably the coolest disc I have in my collection.
Right. Okay. Is it now working? Are we back? Are we back?
Someone type something in the chat, please. I've just had another message at my end that says the video is marked safe for kids, therefore chat is disabled. Oh God, that's the opposite of what we were just saying. Thanks, Matthew. Oh goodness.
Right. Okay. Yeah. There we go. It's fixed. Hurrah!
Hurrah! There we go. Yeah, fixed.
It is right. So everybody, get your entries in. Let's just put the disc back onto the thing. If you've missed out being able to enter, !enter gets you into the draw to win this, and make sure that you put !enter gets you into the draw to win that disc.
Thanks again, team, for letting us know that. Appreciate it. We obviously want all you guys in the chat giving us your feedback and getting your entries in for this disc giveaway.
Right. Where do we need to go now? We need to go to Hosker this weekend.
Ooh.
Now,
you got some interesting ones for Hosker this week.
We do. So Hosker, as some of you might know, is a monthly event held on the first Saturday of each month down in Peoria. It's going to be the last time that I'm going to be organizing it. And we've got a choice of what the Fiend round is going to be. So what we do is we play 2 rounds of 9. The first round is a Fiend round. The second round is a Championship round. Now, the Fiend round is chosen by people in the Facebook event group for Hosker for the weekend, right? And it's voted on, people put in their votes, but because this isn't a democracy, we take all of the different choices, we spin the wheel and find out what we're going to be playing. The choices that people had this week were putters only, bag swap, 1 disc round, or all 3. And because people in Wellington appear to be psychos, over half of them have voted for all 3. So there's a very good chance that we're going to be playing on Saturday morning with somebody else's putter. So
I think if it lands on 1 disc round, you should also be playing with the color of disc of what selection it lands on.
Oh wow!
Just saying.
Oh my word! Okay, bonus points if you manage to do that.
Just so I can put my 2 cents in more than anything, really.
We got 13 choices, 3 1 disc rounds, 1 bag swap, 1 putters only, and 7 of the all 3s. Here we go. What's going to win?
Green, one disc
Oh,
round.
no, you're joking. Of course it was. It was always going to be that, wasn't it? I mean...
Oh, I haven't seen it come up on my screen yet. What is it? All three.
It's all free.
There we go.
It's all free. It was, of course, it was going to be that. Yeah. So, right now, I'm just going to update this list of people who have entered. So, just give me one moment to do that. Morgan, what are you playing this weekend in downtown?
This weekend, I have got the longest-standing inter-club event in New Zealand, as far as I'm aware, which is the Queenstown versus Wanaka Battle for the Crown. So, currently Wanaka are defending champs. They've gone back-to-back. They won it at home and then defended it here in Queenstown. It's every 6 months. So, this time we're headed over to Wanaka and we're going slightly further and we're going to meet up at Hawea, at the Lake Hawea course.
Okay, yeah.
And we're going to try and take the trophy back with all the accolades that go with it. It's going to be interesting. The weather looks like it's about to turn around tomorrow. If you know anything about Queenstown, this time of year, it should be snow everywhere. You could almost go mountain biking on our ski fields right now. So we need the snow, but it looks like it's coming in the next 24 to 36 hours. And that's going to make for an interesting drive and playing conditions once we get over Hawea.
Yeah, I've not played the Hawea course. What is it? Quite exposed, or is it?
Yeah. So, have you played Tuckers?
Yes.
So it's very much like Tuckers, but it's on the edge of a lake, and that lake is super exposed to all the elements that come with the mountains. So a lot of wind
and cold.
You can have a dead calm day there, and you could probably shoot, well into the negatives. And then you could probably be 2 rounds later on the same course and shoot well into double positives with the wind picking up. So it gets that gnarly there.
Okay, all right. We shall see what the results of that
Wanaka
are.
I'm coming for you.
The challenge has been laid down. But
I love you. I love you guys.
Well, very best of luck to everybody competing in that. That's going to be very entertaining. Let's get the right. This is the draw. This is the draw for I'll put it once more.
Little drum roll, please.
This disc here. This is a Discraft Fierce with a special Paige Pierce commemorative stamp from when she won Worlds in Peoria, Illinois, which is where the World Amateur and World Junior Championships are currently going on.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, everybody. Let's get the draw wheel up on top. So we've got 27 entries. 27 entries. We'll give it a shuffle. Hopefully you can see your name on the spin the wheel.
I can't even see the wheel yet. There it is.
It'll come up. It'll come up. So here we go. Who's the winner going to be?
God.
It's Chewy the Wookiee. Chewy the Wookiee is the winner. Congratulations, Chewy the Wookiee. I know who you are, and we haven't caught up for a round in quite some time. So I shall make sure that we when I
do you have this person's real name? Because I'd love to know.
I do know this person's real name.
I want to share it.
Yeah, his real name's Terry. So we'll catch up with Terry and I'll hand him over his disc at the same time. So congratulations. Chewy the Wookiee. Right, where are we going now? I think that's about it for today. We've covered everything that we need. Don't forget
upcoming events, maybe.
There's always one thing that I'm forgetting, eh?
That's what I'm here for.
Always one thing. Now, I was going through the upcoming events actually, and I had to change a whole heap of stuff. Look at this. It's absolutely rammed our upcoming events. So you've got the Bramford Bash on the 9th of July. That's the next one up in New Zealand, which is not this weekend, the weekend after. Omarama plays host to Sub-Zero the week after that.
Can I put a pause on that really quickly? Guys,
of course you can.
Guys, tonight after the stream, it's now 10:08. At 10:30, I'm going to cut off ordering lunches. So if you are going to sign up and you do want lunch, sign up in the next 20 minutes, please. Thank you. Carry on,
sure
Matthew.
that you get some food in, because you're gonna want some feed.
You'll want some of the food we're bringing.
Then there's the Captain Ease Up and the Icebreaker. The Icebreaker has sold out, but if you are in the Waikanae area and you want to play some disc golf at El Rancho, then get yourself along to the Captain Ease Up. Week after that is the New Zealand National Under-15 Juniors. Tucker Beach Rush is the same weekend in Queenstown. Ascot Perfection is on the 6th of August. Registration for that opens on the 10th of July to Christchurch Disc Golf Club members, and 17th of July general entry after that. Tauranga Extreme, September, October, along with the Christchurch Fling, Topor Moonbase, Bros for Change, Charity Classic, Wahi Tapu, Egg Monster, and then two of yours, or ones that you're involved in.
Yep.
Morgan, the Roxburgh Open, which is will be the second Elite Series event, and then the Southern Smash following on its tail pretty quick.
We're going back-to-back weekends. We want to try and encourage some people to come down, not even just from the North Island, but from the upper South Island. Come and spend a week down with us here, and then also hoping we can draw in some of our Aussie friends again. After they came out last year and spent a week or so out here. We'd love to see that again. So just giving them opportunity.
That's a great double header, honestly. Come down for Roxburgh, have a week cruising around the lower south in the sun, probable sun.
Yeah, I mean, it's only an hour and a half from Invercargill up to Roxburgh, and you've got a bunch of courses within another 2 hours of either one of those. So yeah.
Yeah. So good stuff. And then New Zealand Nationals is on the first weekend of February. Looking at the power rankings, there's no change in the power rankings since last week, as there's been no events been played. The next update will be week after next, following the Bramford Bash. So
nice one,
lovely. Look, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today, and very best of luck to all of the Kiwis who are competing overseas. Go hard, smash it, and bring home the bacon.
Just represent and do your best out there, guys. You guys, it's awesome to see what they're doing out there, and we're loving all the social media you guys are putting forward and just representing. So carry on, keep doing it.
We love it. Wherever you're playing disc golf, take it easy, play well, get some birdies.